What's up, guys? Nick from Derelict Sports here. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below, share it with your friends. It really helps out the channel. We truly
What's up, everybody? Let's fucking go. Welcome into Derelict Sports. It's your boy Nick. Like always, with Derelict Dale. Front office should be here at some point today. If you guys hit that like, subscribe, that notification bell down below. If you guys are on X, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hey, Big Dale back at work today. First day in a month or so. He couldn't just lounge around and be a sports-loving piece of trash, dude.
Yep.
How'd it feel?
Tomorrow will be the day that's gonna hurt. Today wasn't too bad, and it wasn't a complete mess, which I was overly excited about. I thought I was when you haven't been at work for a while and you it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be. You just hope it's not gonna be a fucking tire fire. You're hoping for this. It's kind of a mess, and it was less than kind of a mess. So I'll take that as a victory.
Let's go, dude. Love to hear it, dude. So what's the weather like up there? It's not terribly cold right now, right?
It's around 0. They're talking rain for a couple days. It's just kind of like that meh spring weather.
Yeah, it was kind of like that here today too. It was in the 30s last night, or low 40s, and it was brutal, dude.
The Cards game got rain delayed yesterday. Like all 3 Cardinals games looked like, that doesn't look like it was very much fun to sit out there in.
Yeah, and it's just like it was like the perfect St. Louis weather because like yesterday, we went to my mom's birthday was a few weeks back, but we went and celebrated yesterday. Like had like the birthday dinner at my mom's house, and we were initially going to cancel it, right? Because she tells everybody Friday, she goes, well, the weather's not looking good for Sunday. They're calling for hail, blah blah blah. They're like, I don't want everybody to drive over here and park in the driveway and have, everybody would have garages where they're at. So they're like, there's no point in everybody driving over here and parking out and having your shit get hail damage. I'm like, all right, sounds good. Well, obviously, within 2 days, the weather completely was like the forecast changed. She's like, all right, plan on having it because it looks like the rain's going to go right by us. I'm like, whatever. So she calls me at like 2:00 in the afternoon. She goes, yep, looks like everything's great. She goes, it's just going to pass by over. It's just not raining at all. I'm like, do you hear that? She's like, what? I go, it is hailing like a motherfucker. I live like 9 minutes from her. Like I live like 2 exits down the highway from her. And it was just hailing like a bitch. And I'm like, so I'll be over soon. I'm like, I'm just waiting. But it's just, St. Louis weather. So obviously, it was cold overnight. Today it was a little chilly. Missed you, D. Oh, Tanner. Yeah, I think they all miss you online. You were so active for like 72 hours on Instagram when you first got on, and then that just stopped.
Yeah. We know how well I am at social media, and it was like, oh, this is great, and then it's like, oh, this is not great.
Yeah, no,
we're somewhere in the middle.
We're somewhere in the middle. So, it is what it is. They appreciate you hopping on here, Tanner. But yeah, so it was a long weekend, very good weekend. Obviously, a big weekend for you. First MLB weekend. It didn't, neither one of us had too bad. I mean, betting, neither one of us had a good weekend. But as far as, team wise, right? Blue Jays didn't look good game one.
You tell me after you lose by 10 runs in game one of a 4-game series that you get a split. Yeah, that's a victory.
And then you get Max Scherzer who fucked his thumb up or something, which sucks.
Yeah, and his thumb, he did have a tiny strain of his lat too, and it's like, fuck off. It's like, this is why we don't sign 40-year-old pitchers. I'm pointing at myself here. Like,
no, I mean, hey, I picked him we made him our prop of the day for strikeouts, which was I looking back, I'm like, you're an idiot, Nick, but it is what it is. He didn't get it. Our boy Playoff was there for that one. Looked like he had a good time for that one. But they did end up losing that game, right? They lost the Scherzer game.
Yes.
Yeah, game 3 was Zuki, even though they lost. Yeah, so they lost that game. But yeah, I mean, good. Not a lot to complain about. Obviously, I mean, you said you got a split after getting your cheeks clapped in game 1. Andres Gimenez is looking pretty good, obviously, so far. Long season, but it looks like power is back. That was kind of the thing with him last year, right? Was we all know, like you said, we know Platinum Glover. We know the guy's a savage in the field. But as far as with the bat, 2 years ago, the power was really there. Consistency was really there. And he was, that's kind of what got him the extension. Well, last year, he, everything kind of dipped. The bats were kind of getting uglier. The contact was ugly. And the power was almost non-existent. So to see him have two big boys, this early into the season, he's looking good. And obviously he's, in my opinion, he's the best defensive second baseman in the game. So love that for you guys, obviously.
Another home run tonight too. He hit a solo bomber tonight.
Nice. So 3 home runs already.
3 in 5 games. That's the thing. Like, this dude has a platinum glove. Like, this dude is one of the 5 best defenders in baseball. Like, legit. If you can get 15 home runs, 75, 80 RBIs, and he can probably chip in 20 stolen bases with Gold Glove defense, yes, please.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's and let me tell you, Cleveland fans they're not happy about it. They weren't happy about the trade when it happened. Look, I am okay with it because I understand it. Like, I think if people, again, with the contract he had, like, you had to, and with the amount of depth we have in the minors at second base with, Gabriel Arias can play there. Not a lot of guys, people like Daniel Schneemann, but Schneemann's there. We just drafted Bazana last year, first overall, and he's going to be, he maybe not this year, but maybe he could be one of those guys like end of the year before, expanded roster call up kind of guy, and then into next year, he is definitely, obviously they want him to come up, so he was expendable, and like I said, and a lot of people thought maybe a change of scenery would be good for him. So go ahead.
It's funny because Jays fans were not happy with the trade either, because it's like, we have a whole bunch of defense. We need some fucking offense. Like, we don't need another.
Who'd we get in that trade?
I'm trying to remember that too.
Is it Luis Ortiz?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Or is that a different one?
I was thinking about that the one day.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of that the one day too. I'm sorry, I'm losing a little bit of my voice if I squeak a little bit, but I know I was trying to figure out. I didn't.
Yeah, I think it was Luis Ortiz. Hold on. So it was the Guardians got Nick Mitchell, Josh Hartle, Luis Ortiz, Michael Kennedy. You got Andres Gimenez, Nick Sandlin, and then Pirates got Spencer Horwitz. Yeah, so that's who you guys gave up, right?
Yeah, because Spencer Horwitz went to you, and then you traded him immediately to the Pirates.
Yeah, right.
That's I remember that. Yeah.
Right. So it's this was a lot of people really weren't too stoked about this on either side, but I'm happy to see him, and now even that he's 3 home runs off the kick off the year. Everybody's, well, there's the power. I'm like, yeah, I understand it, but that also could have had a lot to do with the the change of scenery, new type of thing. Josh Naylor, he's not looking bad in Arizona so far. He just had a big RBI double a second ago before we got on here, and people are not happy about that, But it's a running theme here, right? I'll tell you every day, Cleveland fans, I love them to death, but Jesus Christ, they wake up and they look under their bed, they search in their closet, they look in places, in the ceiling tiles, they just look for things to be pissed off about. So it's incredible. So very happy for them. Guardians, they look pretty good, kicking off the year. They take the opening series, but Manzardo, my boy Manzardo's looking good. We get to see Luis Ortiz tonight. We go to San Diego tonight, so San Diego's 4-0, so that'll tell us a lot. This guy got shelled in spring training. Bad, big time bad. So hopefully he can look good. I'm trying to think who the Guardians. Kansas City. They look good. They looked really good. Go ahead.
They're going to be it's going to be that the AL Central is going to be a fascinating division.
Dude, love it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I got such bad juju day one because opening day, we find out Tanner Bybee's got he's got the shits, right? He can't pitch. He's got the shits, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, we got Ben Lively pitching on opening day. We're fucked, right? So I'm like, awesome. Day two, Jose Ramirez fucks his hand up. So now, it's still not really looking great. It still kind of sucks right there as far as like the luck, but. Gabriel Arias stepped in. He ended up going deep in one of the games. I assume that, I don't think the Jose thing is too long-term, so he should be back.
He's in the lineup tonight.
Oh, he is in the lineup tonight?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
My auction league, that was my big complicated decision if I had to sit him because that in that league my pitcher's set for the week, but my bats go Monday to Thursday, and then you can reset them Friday. So I had is he healthy? He's in the starting lineup. Good. I don't have to do that. Unlike somebody else where Nick was a great friend, and I had to do emergency fantasy. I'm like, love you to death. Talk to you in 5 minutes.
Dude.
Bye.
Jerks and Profar,
What a
baby.
segue.
Fucking 80 goddamn games for PEDs, baby.
80. That's dude gets paid and then gets caught.
Well, I saw that he loses $7 million, but they're still on the hook for something. I was reading it earlier. I think they're still. Jerson Profar. So I guess here is what. So he popped for the same shit that Manny Ramirez popped for famously.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I haven't looked into any of that. It was just concentrating on work today, so
here's the release. Major League Players Association is releasing statement below on behalf of Jurickson Profar. Braves fans, today is the most difficult day of my baseball career, Jurickson says. I am devastated to announce that I have been suspended for 80 games by the Major League Baseball and the Commissioner's Office for testing positive for a banned substance this offseason. This is especially painful for me because anyone who knows me and has seen me play knows I am deeply passionate about the game. There is nothing that I love more than competing with my teammates and being a fan favorite. I want to apologize to the entire Braves organization, my teammates, and the fans. It is because of my deep love and respect for this game that I would never knowingly do anything to cheat it. I've been tested my entire career, including 8 times last season alone, and have never tested positive. I would never willingly take a banned substance, but I take full responsibility and accept MLB's decision. Sorry, what's up, hey kid?
Hey kid.
Did you finish that goddamn Lego setup? And did you post it on the YouTube so I can go watch it?
I don't know if he's posted that one on the YouTube.
I watched part 1 on YouTube the other day. I like the spiky thing you're doing with the hair.
Oh yeah, that was a hot mess of.
You're fucking rocking it, baby.
No, he
All right, so to wrap things up here, he says, I am devastated that I won't be on the field with my teammates for the next 80 games. I look forward to competing again at the highest level this season upon my return. So luckily for the Braves, I mean, unlucky for, Jerickson, obviously, and unlucky for the Braves, but lucky for all of them, he will be back this year. It's only 80 games. Just started. I mean, good, 3-4 games in the year is pretty good time to get popped for the roidies, huh? I mean,
Nothing
be
like the
back for
Brave.
the,
Nothing like the Braves being 0-4 and starting to get into worrisome, and now you've lost one of your pieces that was supposed to help you stopgap with Ronald Acuna gone.
So
Yeah,
where is Ronald? When is Ronald Acuna supposed to be back?
it's sounding like the middle of May. They haven't hard released it yet, but it's kind of the rumblings is when he tore his previous one, it was about a year, and that would put it a middle of May. So
Yeah, I mean, obviously not a Braves guy, but as a baseball fan, we all want to see Ronald Acuna back. Love Ronald Acuna. Great baseball player. And yeah, it's a shitty thing to lose him, but 80 games, like you said, the Braves are super talented. I think 0-4 is not a good start, but there are teams out there that maybe they're starting, out of all the teams that maybe have had surprising starts, I think they're ones that I think will turn it around at some point. So, if they can tread water and be, a playoff team and then get Jerickson and Profar back and the fucking, base 80 games, you'd still have about 80 games left. He's missing about half the season. So what is he looking at probably by after All-Star break a little bit?
3. Yeah, you'd be just like right or probably right before the All-Star break.
Shit, he'll be
So,
all right.
yeah.
He'll be all right. Yeah, I mean it's a shitty thing, obviously, and obviously, we do the I didn't know, didn't this, didn't that, whatever. But yeah, 80 games for Jerickson and Profar. So back to so along that route, we were just talking about obviously surprising starts and stuff like that. Well, we'll start with the Cardinals. We were talking about things that didn't that we didn't really expect right off the bat. Scores. I'm trying to get. Let's get trying to pull up the.
It's 2-0 Cards. That's
I was trying to pull up the standings here. Where are we at here? Transactions, no.
We're gonna see how I'm in the bottom of our fantasy baseball league. That's good.
No, I was just looking for MLB, the stand. I was just trying to pull up everybody's record. So, like I was saying, through the first week, we've had some pretty surprising starts. We've had he just mentioned did Ellie just hit another one, or are you talking about the bomb he just hit a minute before we get on here? Like I said, we've had the Braves who are 0-4. We've had the Twins are 0-4. Dale's team, the Twins, they're really starting off hot. They are 0-4, and then the Red Sox or the White Sox 2-2, which we read a crazy stat earlier that they've got like right now they've got like the best pitching staff in baseball through 4 games, which is
what
obviously not
like
going to happen forever.
20 innings and they haven't given up. Their starters haven't given up an earned run yet, or something ridiculous.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, those guys are insane, pitching out of their goddamn minds. So, of course, everybody saw that coming. But the Cardinals, man, I'll tell you, we've heard a lot. I've talked a lot of shit. I've told you many times that if you were going to bet a team to finish dead last in this division, it would be the Cardinals. But they opened the year against the Twins, who, again, a lot of people, amongst yourself,
Dale's
they all had big hopes for the Twins this year, and and they get swept by the fucking Cardinals. I mean, that's brutal. I mean, that's a pretty, and the Cardinals look good. Like they put up like 5 runs, I think, in every game.
Yeah, no, they're the real deal. Like they're like, obviously it's very small sample size, and the pitching looks good. And Wilson Contreras doesn't have a hit yet.
Doesn't have a fucking hit yet.
0 for 14 in the old Derelict, in the old guillotine. I'm like,
did we survive?
Oh, we still got 2 more. We still got 2 more weeks. We're fine.
Oh,
that's why I wasn't getting. You were getting excited. Like, we'll get excited in the middle of this week.
okay.
That's when we start getting excited. That's where it starts. But we still got 2 weeks, so we got time. So, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, the pitching looked good. I don't know. I mean, we got Miles fucking pitching tonight, so who knows how that's going to. You say it's 2-0 right now?
It's
So
2-0, top of three. So, of course, as you say this, he's got a runner on second ball. They are going to advance the runner. So 1 out with a runner at third.
yeah, Miles Mikolas gives me negative hope. He is not very good, and he's like 40. You know, I don't know. Guy's unreal. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can keep it up. I mean, the offense looks good. Victor Scott's looking good. The young guys are showing up. Mason Wynn is obviously hopefully going to keep taking steps forward. Brendan Donovan's looked nice. And Lars Nootbaar's looked nice. We've had what's his name hasn't even looked terrible. Arenado looks like he wants to be. It's just Cardinals look, the stadium was rocking on opening day. Kind of went back to dying the next couple days, but the game, you could tell that they came into. I don't know. They played the first series of the year like a team that they knew people just thought they were gonna suck. You know, they kind of had a lot of oomph to kick the year off. Will they keep that? Who the fuck knows? But hey, 3-0, not a bad start.
No, exactly. You were hoping for 2 or 3. You would have been fine with 1 or 3. Sweeping a team that has playoff aspirations, good start. And you get a Angels team that you are better than, and you could go on your first road trip being 5-1. That's a victory.
Sounds pretty good to me. And then the Twins, they kept it up today, looking like doggy dog shit. And they lost to they got like no hit into like the 6th or 7th inning, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, there's a team that I'm watching the game on my lunch break. I'm watching the game, and then I see them hit the 3-run homer. I'm like,
I mean, and they have no offense right now. Byron Buxton, dog shit right now. I mean, he is. I mean, again, I know it's one series, but like, good lord. I mean, that team looks terrible.
And it's like you off days are crazy things. So sometimes you don't want them. They've got a couple games against the White Sox. They got their home game on Thursday, home opener against the Astros, and then they have Friday off that they desperately need.
Can I tell you what I hate about the way they do? You know, I've been complaining about how they do the Japan games and then they make you wait. I think even more than what I hate even more than that is having teams have an opening day game and then immediately having a day off.
Yeah, you know how you solve that problem. You're obviously preparing for weather because it's April in the Midwest. Have the Monday off, and then just push the game back to Monday if you have to.
Yeah, I don't like every year Cleveland opens, and then I'm like, I don't have another game. They're just off the day after, and I'm like, yes. What is this?
And that's exactly, they're building it. They're preparing for bad weather. It's built into the schedule. But also, just put it at the end of the series. And if you have shitty weather, then you can deal with it then. It's not.
It just irks my balls.
Or you play the Tigers, and then when you play them again in August, you'll leave an off day. You both have an off day on Thursday or Monday, and then you can make that game up then. And then you have a 4-game series. It's not that I understand that, like, it's much more complicated than that, but it can't be that hard to schedule around some of that shit.
It's fucking dumb. There is zero excuse for it, and it's so stupid. Like, what a way to get me excited for one day and then just immediately make me go watch basketball again. But they need to stop that shit. But oh well. I don't think the Cardinals didn't have that. Cardinals, they just went straight through, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they had a day off right after the opening day game. I'm almost positive.
They had Friday off. They did the stupid thing too.
Did they? Oh.
Yeah, because they got the
shows you how much I'm paying attention to the Cardinals this year. But I've just been flipping around at night. Like I said, I've been doing the big inning shit. The Dodgers, look at them. Dodgers, the teams that are expected to be good are good, right? Dodgers 5-0, San Diego 4-0, Yankees 3-0 with their big fucking nuke bats that they're using, the torpedo. What do you think about that?
I'm gonna have a surprising take for you because you would think I would hate this.
I love it.
It's in the rules. They're following the rules. They made sure that they followed the rules. Don't change it till the end of the year. If balls start again, Nestor Cortez. Let's take 2 seconds and talk. Hey, Dale. Dale really likes Nestor Cortez going back to the Yankees. He's gonna pitch. Oh, there's the first one gone. Okay, well, that's Darren Judge is that one. Well, there goes Jazz Chisholm. We're gonna give up. We're gonna give up 4 dongs in the first inning. Cool. Yeah. Wasn't
4.
good. 4. 9 and 9.
I sent you the ERA, that picture. There was like a combined 80 ERA or something in that picture.
Yep. Yeah.
Like,
that's
because then the best part about it is they go, all right, well, let's get Nestor out. It can't get worse than this. Yep, kept getting worse. Them boys just kept getting fucking fucking rammed, dude. It was ridiculous.
Oh, exactly. But
Milwaukee sucks. You want to talk about a team that's fucking looking ass cheekies right now? The Milwaukee Brew Crew.
They lost 11-1 to the Royals today.
Brother, they look like shit.
That's a team that looks like, that's a team that is in, like, again, 4 games into 162 games season. Like, I know, but like when we talked about the Jays thing, you can't win a division in April, but or get a playoff spot in April, but you can bury yourself in April. And
he said Ellie used the torpedo today. By the way, stop clicking that goddamn pen or I'm gonna fucking I will fucking mute you for the rest of the show. But no, you're right. I mean, I know it's 4 games into it, but like, Jesus Christ, like, that team just looks discombobulated, dude. Like, Jesus Christ.
And that's the thing. Like, it's 4 and 162, but 4 can turn into 10, and you're 2 and 8 real fast.
Can I speak? Even though it's who they played today, and even though they scored all those runs, can I tell you somebody else that there are a few guys who just, when you go to the plate, Miles Straw for the when he was, I think he might even be on your squad now somewhere.
We picked him up when and we give up bonus money when we were trying to sign Sasaki.
Yeah, well, he's one of those guys that when he steps up to the plate, you just go to the bathroom, you go do something else. He's getting out. Like, he is an absolute guaranteed out. Now, I have found somebody else that is just as dog shit as that. MJ Melendez for the Kansas City Royals. Bro, you need to start filling out applications because you are shit. Like, it's time for you to get a job, a real job.
When Hunter Renfroe is a legitimately better option than you, and he is 37 years old and, like, maybe hit 230 and hit the ball really hard.
Well, and wasn't MJ Melendez a catcher to start out?
Yes. Yeah,
so that we're now on position 2, and they said, nah, you were supposed to be you were supposed to relieve a little bit of pressure off Salvi. That didn't happen. Salvador is 57 years old. He's still hitting ding dongs. Okay, He's hitting ding dongs, which I got him this year, and thank God I am an advocate. Fuck the Royals, but that guy hits ding dongs is what he does. Okay, that's what he does. He stands there and hits them. Okay, so you've never got past 60-year-old Salvador Perez. Then they move you out in the outfield, and like you said, they had to go to a goddamn bingo game on a Tuesday night at a retirement home, pluck fucking Hunter Renfroe out of the game and give him a contract because MJ Melendez has never hit a baseball, I don't think. I don't think he's actually ever touched one. I think he just kind of stands there and strikes the fuck out.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, you converted him to an outfielder because you didn't want him to be cock blocked by Salvi. And now he isn't even a league average outfielder. Like Hunter Renfroe is the corpse of himself, and you know exactly what you're gonna get. Hunter Renfroe's gonna strike out a ton. He's gonna hit 20 bombs and hit 230 for the year. But you know what? You can deal with that for 120 games, and he's got a cannon in right field. You can deal with that. You can have one of those guys. You can't, but yeah. It is
Yeah, I hear you there, bruv. It's not good. And yeah, MJ Melendez just pisses me off. I was watching him play today, and I'm just like, yeah, you suck. But yeah, I mean, the Royals, that whole division, like it's a little wonky to start. The Guardians, obviously, they're sitting on top, but the pitching is going to be tonight's going to say a lot about the Guardians. I think, I'm excited to see what Juan or where the fuck his name is does tonight. Juan Ortiz or whatever. What's his name? Juan Ortiz, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he, like I said, he got shelled in the preseasons or in spring. So not high hopes, but I am intrigued to see what he's going to do, especially going into San Diego, a team that's 4-0.
They're playing good ball right now.
Playing good ball. But yeah, let's get to let's go back to the bat. Well, I guess before we do that, he says, I just got Bowman Kirk in the league. I have Contreras, so thank God I just put him. Yeah, I saw we had a trade in the league earlier. Let's see who.
Look at these kids all like moving bodies around. I'm just dead last in the league, like I own it. This is like summing up the first 4 days of fantasy baseball for me.
So we had a trade of Alejandro Kirk and Alec Bohm for Eugenio Suarez. How the fuck do you say it?
Yeah, you said it right, Suarez.
Yeah, but is it Eugenio or Eugenio?
Eugenio.
That's what I thought. Eugenio. And then Geraldo Perdomo.
Yeah, that's fine. But everybody gets what they need out of the trade. That's a fair trade. No collusion. No vetoing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trade vetoing is so skeet.
Oh God, isn't it? Oh God, I feel like we could just spend 20 minutes talking about trade vetoes and how.
Dude, people who trade veto, you're skeet as shit. Don't do it.
It's got to be so egregious that you to do that. Like I've told, like my fantasy football went kaboom because of that. Everybody thought it should be done. No, if two dudes can agree on a trade, they both shake each other's hands. Yeah, you can wonder what body A is thinking, but you should not interject in it at all.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I definitely think that trade vetoing, you're a pussy. I don't think I've ever actually been in a league that had it though. So
no, I was, and it went real south real fast.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think we have it in any of ours. All right, well, let's go to these bats then. So the bats, yes. I'm with you on this. So you said that you're not very, you don't have anything against it. It's within the rules. Tanner just said that they used the torpedo. Ellie used the torpedo today. And apparently, there are other guys that somebody else said. I was reading it today. Was it Schwarber, or I was watching one of the games today, and somebody else in that game has been using one too.
Ketel Marte has been he had his breakout season in 2019 for the Diamondbacks, and he had been using some version of it 5 years ago. Like, I don't think as sophisticated as the one that Jazz Chisholm or anything was using, but he is.
Yeah, because they said they've got an MIT guy doing theirs.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
I read too that this started for the Yankees last year, actually. So I read that Juan Carlos Stanton used this bat in the playoffs last year, and if you remember, he was goddamn untouchable in the playoffs last year. So they're definitely onto something. We made a post today about it. Jazz Chisholm kind of took to Twitter today and tweeted about, they're not doing anything wrong. They're just taking parts of the wood and moving it to out of the bat, parts of the bat they don't use, and putting it into parts of the bat that they do use. So,
what was it? It has to be so much. It can only be 26.1 diameter and in the thickest spot, and the bat can't be more than 42 inches long, if I can remember it correct off the top of my head. If you're following those things and you don't think that, and the Yankees are smart, they would have went to MLB and sent one of these things like, this bat legal? And MLB goes, yes, it is. They're going to use it. It's that simple.
And I'm with you on that. I think, why not? I mean, and all those people that, crying foul and are they cheating and all that stuff. Look, if you thought that the MLB was going to let an entire baseball team, for the most part, walk onto a game and just use a bat that wasn't regulated, like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, and they're obviously not all using it. I saw Aaron Judge, he had that savage fucking remark of like, they're like, well, why don't you use it? And he's like, well, I think my stats last year kind of fucking tell you why. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, big balls right there, right? But
I think it's also like, if you're Jazz Chisholm and, that is what can make you hit an extra 2 home runs or hit an extra 10 points in batting average, who cares? The MLB's will probably look into it in the off season, and if is this just because Yankee Stadium's a bandbox, and now instead of having one bullshit home run a year that only is hit in Yankee Stadium, they have 3, and offense goes up there. Well, it just is very convenient that it's the Yankees that have done this, coming from a guy with a Blue Jays hat on.
Right, and I think that's the biggest thing. And I saw a lot of the people talking about that today too. Like, if this was like the fucking Marlins doing this or something, like,
nobody'd care.
Nobody gave a fuck, right? It's just the fact that it's Jazz Chisholm and the and the Yankees even more so. So yeah, I mean, I'm for it. Like, if these people are gonna look, if you're telling me that we can give dudes fat bats and it's legal still and within regulation and everybody can just start cranking bad boys and hitting better, I'm all for it. And you got to think the MLB would be for it. I mean, they want offense, right? They want offense. They want scores. They want running or run score. They want home runs. They want big home runs. I mean, that's the way they do things. And like, obviously, you can't pump these guys full of steroids anymore, which is a damn shame. But it seems like, I mean, clearly there's something going on with the bat, right? So, there's something good. So let's kind of read about it. This is Jeff Passan, the best guy in baseball, in my opinion. Love him. He put out an article today, and it's called "What is a Torpedo Bat? Inside MLB's Next Big Thing." And I know a lot of you guys were thinking the next big thing was eating batting tape. But Wilson Contreras said that it didn't taste very good, and he won't be doing it again. So thank God.
Yay!
Saw it live, and I remember everybody in the room was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just ate the batting tape right off the bat." So really cool. All right. So he says early in the 2023 season, Aaron Leanhart started asking New York Yankees hitters. Another tater. Let's fucking go, Ellie. That's good for my fantasy, baby. I'm rooting for them. They're right now, by the way, they are absolutely butt pumping the fucking. Who are they playing?
Bengals 14, the Dallas Cowboys 0, since Arlington is in Texas.
Oh yeah, no shit, dude. Look at that. Is that really 14 zip?
14 zip. I got to make the football joke. Bengals 14, Cowboys 0.
You silly goose egg. You silly goddamn goose. And the Mets are up 10-2. So yep. I would assume, does our guy, let me guess, Juan doesn't have 1.5. How do they have 10 runs and he has no bases?
It's just how you're rolling right now.
It's fucking stupid.
I almost want to go and reset the action page. I know we won't, but I like to the point where it's like, how have we been this cold for this long?
It's fucking stupid, dude. Jesus Christ. All right. So they he started asking New York Yankee hitters what they needed to perform better. He was a minor league hitting coordinator for the team, with the league-wide batting average the previous year at his lowest point in more than a half century. Leonard approached the spring with a specific question: he has one base? Well, he needs one more. How in an era ruled by pitching could offense keep up? Players were frustrated by the fact that pitching had gotten so good. An MIT-educated physics professor at the University of Michigan, for 7 years, Leanhart left academia for athletics specifically to solve these sorts of problems. And as he spoke with more players, the framework of a solution began to reveal itself. With strikeouts at an all-time high, hitters wanted to counter that by making more contact, and the easiest way to do so, Leanhart surmised, was to increase the size of the barrel on their bat. Elongating the barrel, the fat part of the bat that generates the hardest and most contact, sounded great in theory. Doing so in practice, though, would increase the weight of the bat and slow down swing speed, negating the gains a larger sweet spot would provide.
You don't need a good sweet spot.
So they big-brained it. Leinart started to consider the problem in a different way. Imagine he told players every bat is a wood budget, a specific amount of weight, usually 31 or 32 ounces, to be distributed over a specific length. How could they invest a disproportionate amount of that budget on the barrel without throwing off the remainder of the implement? But I had him in for a 2. I added it with Tanner's, so I'm with you. Yeah, well, we need him to fucking get it in there, spank some cheek. The answer led to what could be the most consequential development in bat technology since a generation ago, when players forsook ash bats for maple. The creation of the bowling pin bat, also known as the torpedo bat, optimizes the most important tool in baseball, right, by redistributing weight from the end of the bat towards the area 6 to 7 inches below its tip. I wish I could do that. Wish I could just redistribute girth, right, 7 inches between the tip of my cack. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, no, ask Shan.
Well, I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you could just proportion your cock?
Yeah, this would be all right. I could deal with that.
That'd be pretty cool. Doing so takes an apparatus that for generations has looked the same and gives it a fun house mirror makeover, with the fat part of the bat more towards the handle and end tapering toward a smaller diameter like a bowling pin. And here is a picture of that. So, yeah, I mean, looking at it, if you've never seen one and you're like, well, what the fuck is this, this guy using? I mean, yeah, it's going to take you by surprise a little bit. But it almost makes you wonder, like, where is everyone else on this? Like, how the fuck and why did it take so long to figure this out?
It's a fascinating question because it's funny. Well, we can spin it back to Profar and like Fournette and all these guys that have used PEDs, and you can't tell me that these guys aren't trying to find an edge. Maybe it's just too much ego and some MIT nerd telling you, "Hey, I got the secret that could, make you from a good player to a great player," and it's just this goofy looking bat. Whoa. I don't know. It's a fascinating question. Why more of these? I don't know. Maybe it's like the beanie things for concussions in the NFL. I think eventually they're all going to have to wear them, but nobody wants to wear them to be the first people to use it until something cool happens. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I am very. I mean, like you said, maybe they do something about this in the offseason, or teams tried to do something about this in the offseason. But I also, the MLB might just be like, encourage teams to use these. Like, I think this might be like the new, Jeff Passan's calling it, like I said, baseball's new big thing. So it's definitely, like I said, I would caution on the fact that, or on the side of the league is probably a big fan of this, especially 9 home runs in a game. You got Aaron Judge just every other at bat, just fucking hitting moonshots out of the park. Jazz Chisholm's pimping shots. There's that shot of him throwing the bat afterwards, and goddamn looks like a missile going through the air. It's going to be big. So it says the bat had its big debut over the weekend as Yankees tied a major league record with 15 home runs over their first 3 games. 9 of those came from 5 Yankees adopting the bowling pin style, which was Jazz, who hit 3, Volpe hit 2, Wells 2, Bellinger 1, Goldschmidt 1. Which I went and picked him up today in our thing for $1 because look, I just have a feeling he is going to rake in that ballpark. The halal, what'd you say?
He batted leadoff for the first time ever in his career on Saturday and hit a leadoff home run.
Dude, could you imagine if Paul Goldschmidt is your leadoff hitter?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how old he gets. Like, the guy can still every once in a while crank one.
Yeah, even the corpse of Paul Goldschmidt is still an MLB player.
Dude, that's fucking wild. I mean, so yeah, I mean, so like you said, so do you think this will be something like where, I mean, do you think teams are going to have a problem with this, or do you think teams will adopt this? I mean, like, you got to think that, like, why wouldn't you just at least try? I mean, I don't know. I have a I obviously fans are kind of confused by this, and people are like, well, what the fuck's going on? But do you really think this is going to be a big problem, or do you think that like more teams are just going to start using these and like,
I think more teams are going to use these. I think the problem will be if homers skyrocket again, then then there might be a problem. But again, this is just a is it the torpedo bat? Is it Nestor Cortez being a fucking gas can and just lobbing things up? Is it Nestor Cortez who has like a 59% fly ball rate in the BAM box against his old team? You know, we'll that's we definitely need to revisit this 2, 3, 4 weeks later where there's some data to see that, oh yeah, hey, batting averages are up 5 points, homers are up 5%, and 30% of that is from guys that are using the torpedo bat. It's convenient now because it's 4 days into the baseball season. As you know, I am a very long term believer, and things will even themselves out. Let's you know, I don't get too excited that the White Sox are 2-2. I don't get too excited that the Braves are 0-4. Things will normalize themselves up. The White Sox are bad. Atlanta was the second highest predicted team for wins in the show. Things will equalize. So that's the kind of thing. Did this spike and then 3 weeks from now, and we get some really shitty weather in the Midwest, and then it's all of a sudden 3-2 games again? I don't know. I'm definitely intrigued to see it, and the Yankees now are even more intriguing to like. Tomorrow night, I will pretty sure I have enough Diamondbacks, and Corbin Burns pitches in Yankee Stadium against the Yankees tomorrow too. It's going to be a guaranteed screen on my 4 screen to start my night.
yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. We've had some good series. I mean, yeah, to open it. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people were not a big fan of the Guardians and the Royals, because is there like a new schedule thing now where like you only play, so like so basically you get your division, like they already got like there was that half the division, they'll only play them 2 more times, right?
Yeah, so there's 13 games in the division, so one 7-6, the other 6-6. You play everybody in your league home and away, and then the 15 interleague series with your rival you play a home and away with. So like St. Louis will play a home and home with the Royals, and they actually have a rivalry weekend in May where all of these teams are. So like you're gonna get Guardians and Reds, you're gonna get Yankees Mets, you're gonna get Cubs White Sox all on the same week, which is actually a very intelligent idea. The only reason why I know this, when I was researching Nelson's road trip, that I was like, hey, this is kind of weird, and then I was like, oh, hey, they did this on purpose. Good job, MLB. So
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, so are you a fan of, so it sounds like, I mean, I like the rivalry week, and I think that's pretty cool, but what do you think about, are you a fan of them trimming down division games like that? I mean, or are you or if they do that, should they maybe not make them opening weekend? Because I really get the point of like, you want, right, open the season on a division, like it sounds cool, right? Yankee or Royals and Guardians or whatever, but when you take a look back, you're like, damn, like these two divisional teams played before they even ironed any of the like shit out. Like, like you don't really learn anything from that series.
I will use the Jays as an example. In their first month, they have 7. They played 4 against the Orioles. They're in Baltimore in 2 weeks to play 3 more. So that's half their season series done. They do the same on the road trip, that their first road trip. They play 4 in Boston. Boston's back in Toronto at the end of April. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Like I think the balanced schedule, I understand why they want to do it, because you want the Dodgers to be in every stadium every other year, even if you're an American League team. If you're the shitty Miami Marlins, you want the Yankees to come to your barn three days a year, even if it's every other year, to get a draw. So I get that behind it. But I think you're right. You can backload a lot of these division games, even if you just the first month of the season pick and choose, and then you get to the first week of May, and then you start doing division games. I think in a perfect world, that's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks to see him blow that load right off the bat. Tanner says, do you have anything sexy to pair with my Luka 35.5 points, rebound, assist discount? I mean, honestly, dude, you probably, in the last 48 hours, you don't want anything to do with what I'm
No,
picking.
you don't want
Right,
either one of us.
dude, everything I'm picking right now sucks. Like, I don't know, understand. Sabonis hasn't hit 42 or 43 fantasy points in a week and a half or some shit. I took him under tonight. He's got 40 going into the fourth quarter. Like, I don't even understand it. Like, it's one of those things where I had a great 3-4 days, couldn't lose for like 3-4 days. Like, I think I withdrew 400 bucks from Prize Picks, put it in savings, paid some, had some, just some extra money. It was nice. And then I'm just losing. I've got a basketball one, pick over or under. He'll do the opposite. Yeah.
Fade
Well,
away.
I mean, fuck, I don't know. I'd have to look. The one I've got going right now is D'Angelo Russell under 22.5 point rebounds and assists, and Anthony Davis under 38.5. D'Angelo Russell's got like 12 in the first quarter. Like, it's just stupid, is what it is.
What about fading the Braves? He wants props.
He wants a
right?
prop because he's doing it with
this
his
is-
underdog Luke. Every day Luka plays, they give you a prop they give you a discount on the points, rebounds, and assists.
All right, I'll pull up. We all know how much me and the props love each other. Wow, the Guardians are plus 115 tonight. Interesting.
Yeah, well, they're what's it called? They're 4-0, right?
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I know. I get why, but I was all like, oh, I was not expecting that. Runs hits big. Oh fuck it. They don't have the runs hits and RBI on the action on the fucking site. God damn it. Never mind. Go team.
Go DJ.
Fuck yeah. I
Points, rebounds, and assists.
sure
What do they got? Yeah, Thompson's nice. What's he got? What's his over under? Yeah, Sengun double would be nice. He's burnt me a couple times this week. Bastard. What are the Jays doing? Oh, Jays are up 4-2.
4-2. Yeah, I got. I think it's still, or it's 2-1 Cardinals right now. That would be open the screen. Bottom of 5, so on the old beginning. So no, it's good. So no, it's fun. I'm happy baseball started. It's frustrating that it's started slow, but it is a grind. And like Wilson Contreras and Rafael Devers, because we haven't talked about him yet, we will hit our stride. I am not worried, but boy, is it frustrating looking at a board every day and being like, how the hell is it going to go wrong today? Because Wilson Contreras is at the plate, and he is still 0 for 2, so that means he's 0 for 16 to start the season.
What a piece of shit.
Who is more disappointing to you, Wilson Contreras or Rafael Devers right now?
Rafael Devers is like historically bad.
Yeah, he's striking out at an astronomically high rate. And
I think maybe this one, Glass now. I mean, are you trying to use a basketball one? This under 35.5 points. Do you think he's going to dish against Atlanta tonight? I was asking you.
Oh, sorry. 35 in Atlanta. I would probably lean over, but we know that I'm not the Third pick of the day.
Take another Otani pick. There you go.
That's all right. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. So he'll get his at bat. So
Come on, pretty baby.
Nick's gonna hit. He's hitting the Otani one. We need Nick to hit the Otani one. The guillotine needs that for the Otani one. That means positive fantasy points. So
Yeah, I took him for sure. I got Miles Mikolas under 4 strikeouts. So what's that piece of shit have? He's probably got 4. Knowing me, knowing him.
That I do not know because the Wilson Contreras just struck out. So I cannot confirm nor deny this. And
he's got 3
you're
strikeouts
winning.
right now.
Oh, God just spoke to us. Hello, God.
What's up, boys?
What's up? I got Steven Kwan over 1.5 bases. Shohei over 1.5 bases. This Carmen Molodzinski, I took him 2.5 over pitcher. He got 4 strikeouts, I think. But I just need Miles to not strike out anymore. So Miles, maybe go back to being a piece of shit, please.
Do you think? Question: do you think we could ride front office's coattails, and he could make a better torpedo bat?
Probably. I mean,
he probably has the intelligence to make this happen. Correct.
Well, it says right here, Ellie De La Cruz home run count with torpedo bat 2. So this is his first night with the torpedo bat. He's hit 2 bombs already.
Nice.
Damn. Have you guys talked about that yet?
Yes, we just finished. But go ahead. What's your thoughts on it, Mr. Intelligent Smart Person?
My quick few liners is that in a sport that is dominated by tradition and the old way of thinking, this is a breath of fresh air. That's my opinion. I really like it. I don't know. Change it up because it's going to change the way pitchers approach it. And, it might be successful now, but, give it a few months and it very well could be that people go back and it's just a spot kind of thing. And I like it. Could I develop a bat that's better than it? Probably not. I mean, if I did, it'd take me a while. I haven't ever designed a bat before, but as far as like understanding what they're doing, yeah, I have a pretty rudimentary idea, but pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Science coming into the sport. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, no, it's pretty sick. I mean, like I said, you got to keep it, and hopefully more teams will adopt it, and it will not be such a shitty. Hopefully people don't bitch about it and they just adopt it. Like let's get the home runs back. If it works for the Yankees and it's working for Ellie De La Cruz, obviously there's some shit, something real about it. So there, I think they should just adopt it. I mean, that seems like the fair thing to do. Just make it, give everybody the option to use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. I mean, like I said, guys like Aaron Judge, if you don't want to use it, then don't. But if you do want to use it, then, go get it. By the way, Ryan Mountcastle, dude, you redneck fuck. I took him for under 1.5 bases today. Of course, he ends with 2. And I was like, that was my one I needed because I somehow found Victor Scott for over half a base. And I'm like, well, of course, he's got 2 already. So that would have hit, just a fucking.
Would you like me to tell you that Juan Soto just grounded out or not?
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think you wanted to hear me that.
Piece of shit. Yeah, Juan Soto's a bat. We'll fucking see. Juan, let's quit being a bitch, dude. Let's fucking hit this prop. All right. Yeah, so I like the bat. Hopefully people will use it. I do think that it's coming. MIT, it's pretty sick that they went and found, it sucks that it took the Yankees to go find this, but it sounds like this guy just fell in the Yankees' lap, right? This guy just decided, I'm going to leave academics. I'm going to go do athletics and just happened to get hired by the Yankees. And then this guy's just brewing up black magic. And is that what happened? Is what happened? Is that what happened? Something happened, I'm sure. But yeah, MIT is the guy that did the bat. The guy that, some guy from MIT is the guy that he quit being a professor and he went into athletics and the Yankees hired him. And the guy's just been brewing.
It's the same idea. Well, not maybe the bat, but Moneyball is the same idea. Somebody that was really smart tried to turn baseball into a formula. And now we have guys that, OPS and all that is stupid important because, the archaic way of, have to hit to get on base. And I don't want to quote good old Dusty Baker. I don't want little flies all over the base. I just want somebody that can, to pull a Nick reference, pull out their cock and go hit the ball long.
See, I enjoy it. I think it's cool. Soto grounded out. Love that, dude. Absolutely love that. So it looks like that's not going to hit. So beautiful. 3-2 on the year for our daily derelict props of the day. All right, well, let's get into this next thing then. Because I mean, we'll kind of just briefly talk about Final Four at the end. I mean, it doesn't start till Saturday, so as we get closer to Saturday, we'll talk more about it. Rafael Devers, we've already talked about him a few times. We've brought him up, but we haven't really talked about him yet. Historically bad start. I mean, just absolute cheeks. The guy was I think 0-14 or 15 going into today's game. Ends with 0 for 19. I believe he set the record for most strikeouts, I think, in 2 or 3 games, something to start a year, I think. So he struck out 3 times today. So he has struck out 15 out of his 19 at bats this year. And I read something about this. A lot of people obviously are saying, well, he's being pissy, right? We talked about this a few weeks ago when he showed up and he's like, yeah, I play third base. Like he's not going to be a DH. He didn't want to just be a DH. He wanted to play the field. I was reading today that there are other players. I think maybe it was Stanton or Judge or somebody. There were a couple other players that have both said, and one guy was retired, or, I believe he was a retired player, that said that they didn't like just DHing because their focus on the game is so whatever. Like they're not locked in.
Matt Kemp,
so
that's who it was. Yeah, Matt Kemp was the guy who made that post today.
Yeah, and it was just like, I feel, when I'm playing left field and I'm in the game and I'm focused, but when you're batting, like, and then it showed, like, apparently, like, all their, like, the couple guys that we're talking about, like, their batting averages were all higher when they were playing the field at the same time. Like, that all dropped a little bit when they stopped playing the field and just started batting. So there is some science here behind Rafael Devers struggling, as a DH and leaving third base because of the Alex Bregman pickup. But I don't know if anybody saw it coming this bad. So do you guys think that this is just a struggle that he's having in an adjustment period to becoming just a DH? Or do you think that this is him maybe just he's fucking pouting and just not he's not trying giving full effort? Or do you think there's a little bit of both here?
Go ahead, front office. I'm doing some research while you talk.
Yeah, I think it's just okay. So I did see something on this maybe yesterday that when you take a guy out of the field and like even if they're not disgruntled like he is, you take a guy out of the field and make him just DH. Typically, their stats go down. OPS, slugging percentage, all the ones that actually matter. And I think that's interesting in this case. Because I think part of it is that he's, just shit in the bed because he wants to. But I think the other part is that he is probably not trying to suck this bad, if I had to guess. And it's coming back to bite him because he's not in the flow of the game. He's not caught up. He doesn't have his head, on his shoulders properly, so to speak. I know that there's a quote by, I think it was Giancarlo Stanton, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. I think it was Stanton that I read too.
Right, that had said or something. And I read this yesterday, so I could be wrong. But he basically said that he didn't like just DHing because it got him out of the flow of the game. And I think his stats were like.
Were you just here for this whole conversation a second ago?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say we just talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh no! I mean, you can keep going, but I thought it was funny.
No, I know. I'm tying it back in, and so what I'm saying here is that I think that Rafael is definitely showing a little bit of that same decrease, compounded with the fact that he probably is just disgruntled and trying to suck. I think he's a bitch for it. But
And let's not forget, dude. Just 1 year ago, there were people on this earth trying to tell you and I that Rafael Devers was a better third baseman than Jose Ramirez. Can we all just take a moment?
can't fix stupid, Nick.
I mean,
Can't fix stupid. But no real baseball person actually held that opinion. It's just a bunch of fucking Red Sox fanboys. Like seriously. I mean,
Rafael Devers can neck me, and I thought it was dude, I took him today, and I'm glad I lost it because I'm like, dude, watching this guy strike out that many times, I mean, it's terrible. I did see that somebody was it not was it Veritek? Somebody was like, because like he like went back to the dugout yesterday and like put his heads in his hands, and somebody went up and had to like console him. I forget who it was, but not good for Rafael Devers. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you do here? So if you guys were, well, I mean, okay, well, Dale, I'll give you a chance since you're doing research.
So
quote unquote.
I'm having fun with this. So Rafael Devers in his 8-year career is negative 61 runs saved playing third base. That's a problem. Might be part of the reason why he's playing DH. Now scrolling up, Rafael Devers is only DH including today is only DH 20 times in his career. Rafael's 162 game average is 278, 344, 508 with an OPS plus where are you 126, so 26% better than the average AAA call up at third base. So yeah, there's a little bit of me that thinks that Rafael Devers is like, well, fuck this noise. But I think you guys are also right too. Like, the greatest DH hitter of all time. Oh god, the guy from Seattle. I just lost his name. Anyways,
Julio?
no, Edgar Rodriguez. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure that's who. Anyways, if you're gonna be a DH all the time, you have to change the way you think, and you have to. Because you're going to go and hit, and then you're going to sit there for 45 minutes. And if you hit a bomb, you could go into the clubhouse and jerk yourself off and feel great. But, when you're 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts, and you don't get to go into the field and forget about life for a few minutes because you're concentrating on being so bad defensively.
Yeah, being one of the worst defensive third basemen in baseball.
I'm Edgar Martinez. Thank you, Unders.
Yeah, dude, you just have to sit there on the bench and stew.
Exactly. You have to. It's like ask JD Martinez. Like JD Martinez ain't signed with anybody right now. Rafael Devers, phone your boy JD Martinez. This dude made a living for 5, 6, 7 years just being a DH.
Dude, I think that's a sweet gig.
It's almost like I honestly think the sweetest gig in like sports is backup catcher.
Or
2 days a
bullpen
week.
catcher.
Well, bullpen catchers if you're not playing, yeah, and you want to be with the team, yeah, that's the ticket. But if you still want to be on the show, but like have not as much of the grind and just be like, you're playing Sunday afternoon and you're playing Wednesday or Thursday afternoon every week.
It's pretty beautiful.
I'm telling you, backup catcher, Dale will be a backup catcher in his nether life.
Yeah, no, that's you will come back as the Blue Jays backup catcher. So Under says if I bid on a player and someone else bids more, do I get to do another bid or does that player automatically win the player? No, so you just lose the bid and just get your money back. So you basically so the only time that anything happens outside of just a normal bidding process is if you both bid the same amount of money. There's like a backup waiver order basically. So, and there's a waiver order that only kicks in. So if you and I both put $2 on Edgar Martinez, depending on who's got the higher waiver order would then get.
And I think it resets to worst record. I think I put it to worst record.
Usually that's how it is.
Yeah, and then if you and me both lost and we bid on the same guy, then it's who had the least fantasy points is the next tiebreaker.
Yeah, so it's just pretty simple. Yeah, you don't bid enough, he loses. By the way, Colt, I didn't realize this. Did you see Colton Cowser broke his thumb? sliding into first against your Blue Jays.
I knew he hurt his thumb. I didn't know he. Oh God,
Dude, they stepped on it.
Dude, I'm in like fucking fantasy hell, and I'm in 5 days into fucking fantasy baseball season.
Do you have Colton
That
Cowser too?
that auction league I have, I'm down 5 guys all, and if Edgar Martinez, I've got Edgar Martinez. If Jose Ramirez didn't get hurt, I would have been down 6. I had to go fucking crazy wavering. When I pick up do you know what team JP Sears pitches for?
No.
Exactly. That's how deep I had to go.
Front office, you know who JP Sears is?
I could not tell you.
Oh, it's all good. He's a left-handed pitcher for we can't even call them Oakland. They're just the Athletics.
He sounds very official though.
Yeah, it does. They can't even call them the Sacramento Athletics. Like, what a fucking tire fire that franchise is. Yeah, but they're getting their first game in Sacramento tonight, so good for you. But
good for you guys.
To finish up my thoughts on Rafael Devers, like that dude is in a funk. He like seriously, you find somebody that's deep. Go talk to Big Poppy. You're a Red Sox. Big Poppy will come in there and be, hey boys, let's go down and eat some Dominican food. I don't know what the fuck Dominican food is, but sorry. But
he needs to get some of that shit old Jerickson's on. Jerickson Profar. He needs to get some of that shit with the GH in it.
He took that too back in the day, but nobody likes to remember that.
Yeah, dude, Rafael Devers looks like an olive. Like he just looks like a round. He looks like Andre Knott. I don't know if anybody knows. So there's a guy, one of the guys that's a play-by-play guy for the Guardians. He looks like Andre Knott. Let me look at this guy. Let me look this guy up real quick.
Andre Knott.
Dude, somebody is popping off right now in somebody's Discord right now. I can just hear it.
Blowing up.
Blowing the fuck up. Nice.
Tell me he doesn't look like fucking Rafael Devers.
He's got some Rafael Devers to him. I can give you that.
Yeah, fuck Rafael Devers though, and fuck the Red Sox. Gotta love to see it. I mean, the Red Sox aren't doing too bad, but yeah, Rafael Devers, I love to see it. And I mean, he's eventually gonna pop out of that. I would assume. And you know, I don't know like what they do if they end up saying we'll give you some days, because like you said, you end up taking Bregman out of third base, and like they say they do go into a thing where they're like, all right, we'll give you some days at third base. Like you're basically forfeiting defense that day. You know what I'm saying? Like you're like, we're basically just gonna get worse on defense. So Rafael Devers shuts the fuck up.
You are giving up a Gold Glove defensive guy. The reason why you paid for this guy. Like he's giving up 7 to 8 runs a year of bad defense for a guy that's going to save you 5 or 6 runs of defense here. That's 13 runs, kids. 13 runs. That's going to win you 2 or 3 extra baseball games down the road.
Yeah, no, I
don't think it's worth it.
Would you? Okay, I'll pose this question to you, these guys. Do you go to Bregman and like, we just got to get him right? Like, the home opener is against the Cardinals on Friday. We're just throwing him out there for, you know, the series just to get him right. Would you do that? No, but with the understanding that it's like maximum homestand. You get maximum 6 days of Rafael Devers bad defense, and then you get the bat going, he's happy again, and then you get him back to DH.
I mean, look, I would try it. I mean, my thing is like Rafael Devers, we know that when he's hot in the bat, I mean, if his bat's flowing, I mean, that's a good, and he's bat number 2. I mean, you know, you get Duran on and you got a hot Rafael Devers behind him. I mean, yeah, you got to at least give it a try. I mean, but it can't be too big of a try because, like you said, Bregman, they went out and paid all that money for him. They, you know, he used their big addition in the offseason, and like you say, it's Gold Glover. So, you know, and he's not bad at offense either. So, I mean, I guess you plug him in at DH, but you know, he's more of like, you're getting pretty good bat and you're getting great defense. So, you know, you want him to be in the field. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what they do on that. You know, it's only week 1. I mean, we know we're talking a big, you know, we keep having to remind ourselves that we're talking about it, but it's only been one series, but it's not a good look for Rafael Devers, somebody that complained about this so bad and made such a scene about it, and then he shows up doing fucking 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts. I mean, that's brutal. So
No, you're right under too. Like in the field, like if you're struggling with the stick, you play good defense, you're still helping your team, right? Like there's definitely where if your bat is 0 for 19, it's really hard to feel like you're helping your team out in any way. Even if you're just making routine grounders to third, you're helping your team. You can find a way to trick yourself into that, right? It's a good point.
yeah, no, I agree. All right. Let's move on to the other. There's one more story in baseball before we get into a little bit. We'll end things off here with a little college basketball, and this isn't really huge. I mean, it's not like a big story, but it is rather odd, and that is Freddie Freeman getting hurt today. I don't know if anybody saw this. Freddie Freeman tweaked a surgically repaired ankle while entering the shower.
Oh God, I didn't
He's
read
now
this.
out
Jesus.
tonight and day to day.
Baseball
Is this
guys
real?
get
What
This
the
is
Baseball guys
fuck?
get-
100% real.
Baseball guys get the weirdest fucking injury. Like a hockey guy will play on a fucking fractured leg, and then you know, a MLB guy rolls his ankle in the shower. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Like,
Wow.
this is fucking crazy. Who was it not long ago that did that? There was somebody that got hurt.
Nick Gonzalez hit a home run for the Pirates and then rounded first and fractured his ankle and is out. He's one of the guys on my auction team that got hurt. I watched him. He like hit his home run, didn't even step on first, weird. And all of a sudden he like just rounds first, and then all of a sudden he kind of stops and then he just hobbles the rest of the way. I'm like, oh, you rolled your ankle, you poor son of a bitch. And it's like, oh, you fractured your ankle. God damn it. I hate
Dude, that
it.
sucks.
It's like, how? Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't see that. He plays for the Pirates?
Yeah, he hit a home run on opening day. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, Nick Gonzalez. Yeah, he hit a home run and broke his ankle on the same play. Well, he hit the home run and then was jogging the bases and broke his ankle.
Who is that?
I believe it was Nick Gonzalez.
That sucks, dude. Jesus Christ. I was trying to find the other guy. I swear there was another one of these that just happened recently where somebody got hurt. I'll never forget. There was a UFC fight between, well, it never happened, but Khabib and Tony Ferguson was planned like 4, 5, 6 times, and it never actually came because every single time they would plan it, something would happen. And one of them, the closest they ever got to fighting, they weighed in. And then after the weigh-in, Tony Ferguson tripped over a scale backstage, fucked his foot up, and they called the fight off the night before the fight.
Jesus.
It was like the 5th time they had scheduled it. And after that, Dana White was like, yeah, we're not doing this a 6th and 7th time. Like, this fight's obviously not supposed to happen. You got to have that slip-free shower mat for real. No shit. And where was this? Was this at home? Like, you're telling me Freddie Freeman ain't got no goddamn shower mat or like a towel? I don't know about you guys, but I live pretty regular life, and when I take a shower, I at least have. I mean, nowadays I have an El Ruggo sitting there, right? But I used to, back in the day without a rug, I had at least put a towel down to stand on something. I mean, who's raw dogging their feet from the moment they get out of the shower onto tile? Who's doing that?
Madman.
Savage people.
Like, you have got to be savage to just get out of the shower. And that's like somebody who hops out of the shower and shits mid shower. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
a special kind of person.
Just sits down wet ass on the toilet, dude. Just fucking. I just I feel like if you're hopping out of the shower, dude, and putting your feet on the tile, like, bro, he should lose money for this. But if this happened at the Dodgers facility, what the fuck are they doing? They don't have mats outside their showers. I would assume a shower there, they're not even stepping out of the shower. You probably just walk out of the showers, or the Dodgers are at.
I would assume so. That's crazy.
I don't know. Front office, you got when you put your naked feet on the bathroom floor and when you're done washing your ass, What do you step on?
So I have one of those stone tiles that is quick drying.
You ain't fucking tripping on that, huh? You ain't slipping
Fuck
on
no,
that?
dude. No. It dissipates water away extremely fast. It's very nice.
Get you a stone, Freddie.
Get you a stone. Be more like front office for Freddie.
I mean, this is
I think-
embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
even if this is actually what happened, is this what you would say? I would not tell anybody that's what happened. I would just be like, yeah, I was, I don't know, playing with my kids or some shit and accidentally, tripped over a toy. I stepped on a Lego and that was it. You know what I mean?
Fuck,
Like
even
0%
that.
chance. I'm like, oh, I was getting I was getting in the shower. And I tweaked my ankle.
Oh, and he was entering the shower, actually.
Yeah.
Not exiting. So he didn't even get to wash his ass before he fucked his leg up. That's wild, dude.
Come on, Freddie.
Well, hopefully, I like Freddie Freeman. Don't like the Dodgers, but hopefully he's okay. That is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. All right.
Poor guy.
Let's touch on these Final Four. We won't spend too much time on this just because we got 2 more episodes before we've got the Final Four start, because I believe it starts Saturday, right? Saturday and Monday, I believe, are the games.
Next Monday is the national championship game. We could do a live national championship stream.
That would be nice, yeah. Oh yeah, because Saturday is both games.
Yep. So we can easily not even force it. It incorporates into our schedule. I think the game will tip off approximately when we start.
Boy, don't you tease me.
I won't tease
Don't
you.
you tease me.
We get an SEC game.
Somebody
next.
explain to me why college is so dumb, why they have these 9 starts.
Yeah, I don't TV.
What is up with that? It's always like 39, 49, 809, 609.
The tournaments, they're just trying to guess what time the game ends, and then they have to give the other teams.
But it's always a 9. It's so stupid. Like
ask TBS and CBS.
Florida Auburn 6:09 Eastern. And then Houston Duke 8:49 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, by the way, I seen which made me laugh. The picture of the girlfriend saying, "Hey, I picked the right teams to get to the Final Four because you picked all the number 1 seeds." This is a year Dale does bad because Dale does never pick all 4 number 1.
Yeah,
seeds.
this is the one year that if you just would have picked the bracket the way it should have been and basically taken all the favorites, you would be doing pretty damn good.
I suck at life.
I mean, I didn't either. I mean, I don't think I had Auburn. No, I had Tennessee. Obviously, I had Tennessee in the Final Four. And they did not. Who'd they lose to? Duke?
Yes.
Front office, you partaking in any of this? You been watching?
No. I mean, I did make a bracket, and I had Michigan State beating all. Wait, did I have I had Michigan State going to like the Final Four, I think. So that was obviously out.
We got a guy in the chat. I don't know if he's here or not, but he's been a diehard Michigan State fan for about 72 hours. I'm
no
just
shit.
playing if he's in, I had Michigan Wolverines over Auburn. That was my big. Yeah, I mean, dude, I think playoff had Michigan State and Michigan in the Final Four. Wasn't that his team?
Or when the Elite 8? Yeah, I can't remember. I still have Houston. I have Houston to win it all. That's the other. I have Memphis and Iowa State and things that went wrong.
The little like breakdown they give you on like the March Madness website or whatever. I have 91 points. I have 111 upset points, and my overall ranking is 825,281.
Well, you're not last.
I'm not last. No, definitely not last.
That's good news.
How many points you guys got?
Pull up my ESPN. Give me a sec. I might be worse than you because I legit only have one team in the Final Four. So, fantasy.
Oh,
we're-
okay.
'Cause you get
So they must be doing the points differently.
well most of the time like
Did you
get
do
like
ESPN?
No, I did NCAA.com.
Oh, yeah.
I am ranked 20,116,820th. I have 610 points.
Okay, so I'm at least in the top million in my shit. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I'm in
Get
the
fucked,
20. I'm in the 20.8th percentile.
Damn.
For somebody who I will look this up for you because I want to make sure. So you have bet 0 college basketball games this year. Dale
That is correct.
has, I need to scroll to make this factual. Dale is positive for basketball this year. Has bet 127 and 127, 125, 125, 250. So I have bet 255 basketball games, college basketball games this year.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that kind of scary to say out loud? I have bet
A little bit.
I have
Oh, there's a percent. Okay. I'm in the 90th percentile. I didn't realize it was over if I scrolled.
How is the one that we made, Nick? Like the unders and playoff beard and us?
Yeah, that one's kind of fallen back too. We're at 89.3% because we could still win it because Florida's our champion, but
yes, but still, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You're not
Florida.
You're not ranked 20 millionth.
no, we're 2.7 million.
Now, if Houston wins it all, because the on ESPN Duke was picked by 25% of people, Florida was picked by 21.3, Auburn was picked by 10, and so which means that Houston is a much smaller number, which is the team that I chose to pick it all because I have a very excited. I really like Houston, and I am super intrigued by Duke and Houston. We're not
that's gonna be a good game.
We're not going to deep dive into them yet today, but there's some intrigue in that.
So Jeff Passan, breaking news: left-hander Garrett Crochet and the Boston Red Sox are in agreement to 6-year, $170 million contract extension. Opt-outs after 2030.
I thought you were going to break my heart and tell me that he fucking blew his arm up and then our guillotine was going to fall apart too. Thank you for positive news, sir.
This is by far the largest deal ever for a pitcher with 4+ years of service.
Dude has never pitched over the 140 innings he pitched last year. And
by the way, also, Ellie De La Cruz, after his game's over, first night with a torpedo bat, 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 4 runs.
Have yourself a night, Ellie.
Have yourself a fucking night. Love that for my fantasy team. Let's fucking go. Let's go. All right. So real quick then, with the remaining teams, who obviously you got Houston in there. Who do you got for Auburn, Auburn and Florida? Who do you think's gonna beat who's gonna meet Houston in your opinion?
I just need to see the matchups for this year because they are in the same conference.
Well, he's doing that front office. You got an opinion? I mean, I know you're gonna put a little less. We're not fucking. You're just gonna tell me who you think's gonna win. I would assume.
So, I can feel it down in the balls. Okay.
That's usually a pretty good sign.
As bad as it sounds, I think that Duke is going to be the champion. I really do. Not happy about it, but this feels.
You think if they lose, you think Cooper Flagg comes back?
I mean, he probably will, but he shouldn't. He's definitely NBA ready. But he's number one
overall.
Last year the villains have been winning a lot, and what bigger villain to win than Duke basketball?
Yeah. If you are a Yankees fan, if you're an Alabama fan, if you're a Celtics fan, jump on Duke.
You can't be a fan of this show. I'm sorry. I said it.
He said it, dude.
It's true.
Good thing I have my Jays hat on. Whew. Dodged a
So,
bullet
so
there.
Auburn, Florida, though. Who do you think is going to play Duke? Will be the Florida Gators or the Auburn 4-1 seeds. I mean, Auburn just beat the dick off of Michigan State. At least I thought. I mean, it wasn't like a huge, but like that John Broome guy has got a huge sack.
I mean, this is built off basically nothing, but I think Florida's going to go. Pure guess, no total speculation.
So, Florida, they only played once this year in the SEC. They did not meet in the SEC championship game because Florida got upset. Florida did beat Auburn by 9 in Auburn, which is kind of important to say. The line has Florida at -2.5 right now, which probably sounds about right on a neutral court.
Says ACC play doesn't compare to the SEC.
True, but yeah. Well, Duke is kind of just doing what they want with whoever. No, the ACC is down this year. That is definitely a real thing. And Duke opened up as a 4.5-point favorite. It is up to a 5-point favorite right now. So, no, the Florida Auburn game is a coin flip. And Duke and Houston is totally, can Houston make this game ugly? That is if that is a pace fight. If Cooper Flag goes for 30, Houston has zero chance. Has a very low chance. Houston wants this game to turn into a rock fight. And Houston can turn that game into a rock fight, I think.
Yeah. I agree. I think I like Houston. I want to pick Houston to win the thing to begin with, but I didn't want to copy. I didn't want both of us to have them. Nick's ringtone is Shania Twain. That don't impress me much. Bro, let me find out you're even trying to even somewhat diss Shania Twain, and I will fucking block you from every single... I will make a new Instagram just to block you from it. Following? None. One follower, one. Tanner Kane. But now 0 because I blocked him. So we don't want that, dude. Don't talk about Shania.
Shania Twain's one of the...
Remember that time I tased myself over the... Yeah, do we all saw... We didn't even remember. We all saw it, dude. You poor man's fucking Steve-O ass. Yeah, I want to pick Houston to win it all. I picked Tennessee, and then I actually started believing they were going to get it, and then they didn't. They got fucking dogged in that last game. I pick them up 3.5, and I think they lost. What, Houston beat them by 15?
Yeah, they
beat the fuck out of them.
It was a boot to ass kind of beating.
Yeah, it was ugly. All right, so last thing I want to talk to you guys real quick before we get out of here. So like I said, we're not going to do too much Final Four. I wanted to bring it up, wanted to mention it because it's set. Kicks off this Saturday. We got a show on Friday, so Friday night we'll definitely, we'll really look into it and really give our final, because who knows, thoughts can change throughout the week. So Friday night we'll really kind of break it down and we'll look at both those games as a whole and kind of break them down, look at the spreads are at, make our bets, shit like that. So look forward to that on Friday. But I do want to bring up one last thing, and that was earlier in the week or over the weekend. I believe we didn't have a show on Friday, obviously, because I got the new kitty. He's sleeping right here by my feet right now.
What did you end up naming the cat? Is it Flow Rider?
I was basically, he is a clout chaser for sure. Yeah, I saw that. He was like, yeah, let me do that. And then he had his girlfriend do it. I'm like, yeah, dude, find better ways to get famous. Okay. So I got the cat, been stopping wars all weekend. So we didn't have a show, but this happened, I think, Friday. So the stupidest move, one of the stupidest moves of the NBA season so far was the Memphis Grizzlies firing Taylor Jenkins out of nowhere. 9 games for the playoff start. They're in 4th place in the West. They're in the West, right? Memphis.
Yes.
Yes. So they're 4th place in the West, and they fire him. Okay. He's the most winning coach in Memphis Grizzlies history. He's got it. I mean, he's way over 500 in his coaching in his career as the Memphis Grizzlies, and they fire him 4 games. Rumors are, so immediately, obviously, all of us are like, what the fuck just happened, right? Like, how does that happen? Something big had to have happened here. Like, there has to be some scandal we don't know about, something that hasn't come out. There's something for them to, because there's no way something just like some little dust up or, you know, or just like say a player wanted him gone. Like, no, even if that was, there's no way they're making that move with 9 games left in 4th place for the playoffs, right? That's just not happening. So like, what is happening here? Like, is this going? What are we going to find out in the next couple hours or the next day? We're all waiting for shit to come out, and it never came. More or less, the news leaks are that kind of what we all said. There's no way, right? And that is that they're trying to maximize Ja Morant. They think he took the ball out of Ja Morant's hands too much, and they want to find a guy who is going to put the ball back into Ja Morant's hands and maximize Ja Morant. Okay. Now, before we even get to what you guys think about that, even if that's the case, they're probably – so who's going to come in with 9 games left and maximize Ja Morant 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the playoffs start? Who is going to come and implement a new system in 4th place? You're in 4th place. You're going to the playoffs unless you have a catastrophic fuck up. You're going to, and not even as like a squeak-in team. You're in.
You're
okay?
fighting for home court.
You're fighting for home court. And so obviously Ja's doing something, or this guy's Taylor Jenkins doing something, right? He's got these guys playing. Maybe the ball doesn't need to be in Ja's hands all the fucking time. If they're the 4th seed, right? It's so stupid. Grizzlies just screwed up. Drew Code, how we doing, big dog? Good to see you. Grizzlies just screwed any chance they had to be competitive in the playoffs so they keep a top 60. It's stupid. Good to see you, dude. Thank you for stopping by. By the way, go check out Drew Code Sports or else on YouTube. They follow us on Instagram. Great guys. And shout out to your they're almost to 1,000 subscribers. I was looking at them today. They're damn near 1,000 followers. They just hit like 500 subscribers or something. So they're pumping, dude. But anyway, it's so stupid, right? So without even considering the reason or like whatever, like, I mean, like, or like whether or not like that's a good idea. For you to think that we're going to make that change now instead of like, okay, let's get through this fucking playoff run. Let's get through the year. And then we'll address this at the end of the year. They just jump the gun, fire him. 9 days left in season. Like they had 4th place, and the guy who they've chosen to be the coach was even like, what? When they told him, he was like, wait, what? Excuse me? No one saw this coming. So what do you guys think? Like, as far as I have a second part to this I want to ask you, but like, so what are your what are your off the dome thoughts on that? Like when you heard this, like, were you like, and now that you've kind of had a few days to digest this, what do you guys think about them? Like about this move? Like I said, the fact that there's not like some big scandal, and this is literally as of right now boils down to nothing more than Ja Morant didn't like playing for him. They don't think he got Ja Morant the ball enough, and that they need to have somebody in like right now, come in and fix this and make changes. What do you guys think about that? Front office, you can go first.
Actually, Dale, can you go first? I'm formulating a thought.
Yes, I most certainly can. I will give you some numbers. So right now, Memphis is 5th in the West. They are a game behind the Lakers for 4th. They are a game up on Golden State for 6th. Minnesota is a game and a half, and the Clippers are a game and a half behind for 7th and 8th in the play-in rounds. So they still got a lot to play for. You don't want to be in 7th or 8th and having the thoughts of having to play the Rockets or worse, the Thunder in the first round. This is such a confusing move. Me and Nick had this conversation, and so I'm going to spin it a different way too. So John Tortorella got fired from the Flyers with like 8 games left in the season. Now Torts did Torts things, and of course got into an altercation with non-physical, but got into an altercation with one of his players. You know, Torts is an old school dumb fuck
We've
coach.
seen this story with John Tortorella over and over.
Torts has a very short shelf life. He has a good shelf life to get a team, and then he's got 3 years, and then they are fucking sick and tired of that asshole. Goodbye, good riddance. Please don't come back to hockey. Sorry, I got that
I
out of the way.
agree.
I didn't think you would disagree with me in any way, shape,
Fuck
or
John
form.
Tortorella, dude.
Exactly. Fuck barbed wire bat, John Tortorella. Woo! All right. So Memphis has everything to play for and everything to lose. So if John Morant hates him, then get rid of him at the end of the season. And if you think that, plus you give them a chance that you fight for the playoff, maybe you get the Lakers, you beat the Lakers, you lose to Golden State in 7, everything is good, or Oklahoma City in 7, not a bad season. But why? Like, I don't understand. This makes no sense. This is. I know I talk about I have a big belief that there's locker room. Things can happen in a locker room that can break a locker room. Firing your coach with 8 games left in the season in the middle of a dogfight, that doesn't scream rally the troops unless everybody hated his fucking guts. Because Philly is probably excited because now they're going to be golfing in 2 weeks, and they don't have to listen to that fucking asshole. Where Memphis is, they've got lots to play for, and they got lots to lose. And cutting the voice that's helped you get to being 14 games above 500, I think this is a really, really dangerous move that it could work if everybody hated him, absolutely. But this could break your room too. And I would, with no math or anything else behind it, I would probably fade them in the playoffs.
Dude, I think I saw Desmond, and they didn't know. Desmond Bain did an interview after at his locker room the next day. I think, and he was saying he called Taylor Jenkins, had a long talk with him afterwards. None of them knew this was happening. Besides probably John Morant, but it's just even if you don't like the system you're playing in right now, it's working. It doesn't have you top. You're not a 1 seed. You're not, you're not fucking playing Cavs ball or OKC ball right now.
But you're playoff bound.
But you're playoff bound, and you're the 5th seed now. But this 4th seed when they fired him. So you even if you don't like or you think I should have the ball more, it's one of those things where it's but we're winning, right? And Under saying in the chat, a lot of the times when he's got 10 points, it's guys like Jaren Jackson, and he's averaging 22 points, 5 rebounds. He's got 20 points, 16 rebounds tonight. So he's got Desmond Bain. He's got guys around him. The system, and obviously John Morant's a great player. We all love John Morant. We know he can play basketball, but is John Morant fucking? Is he Shai Gilgeous? No. Is he one of those guys? Is he a Jokic? He's not one of those guys that should just have the ball 24/7, in my opinion. He is a great player, but he's got guys like Jaren Jackson, former defensive player of the year. You got Desmond Bain. You got guys that are you got pieces there. And clearly the system is working. So with that, front office, What do you got to say? What do you think about this?
Okay, sorry. I needed to collect my thoughts here because I was trying to see if there was any conceivable way that this was a big brain move and, Memphis knew something that the rest of us didn't. And I looked at the stats and, I went to see what's going on. And it's just not the case. It's not the case. This guy was obviously a great head coach. When his team was healthy, they were performing like you would expect them to. On nobody's list is John Morant a top 5 player in the NBA. I mean, seriously, top 10,
no,
maybe.
100%. No, yeah, I mean, maybe top 10.
Maybe top 10. He's going to be top 20 on everybody's list, sure. But you're not dealing with a superstar of superstars that gets to dictate the level of the rest of the franchise. Guys like Luka, guys like Jokic, guys like SGA earn that fucking right. They've been to the playoffs. They have performed in the playoffs. Okay? They don't have videos of them holding guns and walking around and, continuously making problems for themselves outside of the game. They are staples of what a franchise, cornerstone should be player-wise. And Ja is simply not that. He's a very talented player. He has moments where he explodes and is exceptional. He is a lesser version, to me, to Anthony Edwards. I think Ant has the same characteristics, maybe not as off the field stuff, but on the court, can take over games, can really dominate, be that guy that you think, man, this is what a franchise cornerstone looks like, but he's not quite there yet, in my opinion. And by cornerstone, I mean literally whatever the fuck they have to say is what you should listen to. Right? Luka goes to the front office.
I want to add to that too, real quick, on the Ant thing too. Like, you're talking about a guy too who just this year, he's already at a point in his career. How young is John Morant? He's already at a point in his career. Remember, at the beginning of this year, he talked about, or halfway through the year, he made that comment of like, everybody's like, damn, why? Every once in a while you'll still see a big poster or him attempting a poster, but he's like, everybody's like, damn, why isn't he dunking as much? He's like, well, I'm trying. Like, he's already having knee problems. Like, he's already like, I'm trying not to dunk as much because my knees. And it's like, so you want the ball more?
Yep. And you fire the coach that is having a system that's winning and getting you points, putting you as high as second in the West
Takes
at
you
one
out
point
of
in the year.
Positions a little bit. You don't got dunking much anymore.
Schemes you out, lets you take care of your body.
Who'd have thought?
Just because you don't like the guy? I mean, look, this is you're a professional. You don't have to like them. That's the rule that it is. I'm sorry, it's the way that it is. You don't have to like your teammates. You don't have to like your coach, but you have to play together as a well-oiled machine. And by all accounts, metrics, stats-wise, game-wise, they were. Maybe the locker room was hurting. I know that the Bane and like Bane was shoving his player, or whatever. Desmond, I don't care. Like Dale said, we're 14 points, over 500, 14 games over 500. And we're playing well. If our locker room's blowing up, that's something that we can address. And it might mean that we're not going to go that far in the postseason, right? That might be the thing that you're trying to think about. And that makes sense. You want to fire your coach after the postseason. I get it, right? Try to get somebody that's going to do the same system, run things the same way so that you still have some continuity. But firing your head coach right before I say this quote in football all the time. Bad franchises make bad decisions. Okay, Indianapolis Colts, I'm fucking staring at you. Okay, I can see you in the corner with that stupid little blue fucking hat. What is that thing called? I can't.
Horseshoe.
Thank you. Yeah, fuck that guy. And this is Memphis's version. It's not quite as egregious as trading Luka. Like, truly. But This is like a solid number 2 to that for crazy shit that has happened in the NBA season that should not have happened. If that's one, this is 2.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at his contract. So he just signed in 2023. He signed a 5-year, $197 million contract. So they're tied to him pretty hard. So I mean, I guess he's 25 this year, and like I said, he's already having the knee problems. My second part of this is that, like, if you're ownership of a team, right, and like you're the ownership, you've signed this guy. Obviously, you're kind of in a tough spot with the contract, but he's a young guy, and if he comes to you, your team you're in 4th place in the West, right? And most people will tell you that the West is, in the last 20 years been a lot harder to get out of than the East, right? There's a lot more wiggle room in the East. Now, nowadays, that's starting to maybe, the top half of the East is starting to become pretty nasty, right? Cavs, Celtics, Bucks, and the last couple of champions, but the West is just stacked. So you're in the, and you're like, damn, we're doing pretty good. We're in 4th place here. Everything's clicking. We got a damn good coach. We've got the best coach in Memphis history running the team. No more wins than anybody. They said we're playoff bound, and your player comes to you and with 9 games left and says, this is what I want, this money. Does that turn you off to the player at that point? Like, is there any situation in that mind? Is there any situation where you walk away from that conversation going, I think I'd rather get rid of John Morant than fuck up what we're doing here? Just
tag me in, Daddy. Sorry.
What'd you say?
I thought you were done. I didn't know you were going to continue.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Absolutely. I start thinking, man, maybe this guy isn't the franchise player that I thought he was.
This guy is
not
only
only
thinking about himself.
not right, exactly. Not only has he had, multiple instances and run-ins with, player behavior and, bad decision making, but now he's telling me a few weeks before the playoffs that we should fire our head coach
On a winning team. What superstar like
I've never
of their
seen this.
team is in a fourth place or winning games? Like they're in a bona fide playoff position for the most part. Like I said, unless they fuck up, like everything that you want basically out of being a pro player is happening, right? You're on a team. You're not just the only guy out there having the ball. You've got guys that if Ja Morant has a bad night, you got other guys on the team that can carry the load. You got a coach that you got the best coach that this team Memphis has ever had. You're around while they've got a guy that is implementing a system that he has now become the most winning coach in Memphis history. And you're winning games, you're going to the playoff, life's good, and you're worried about the fact that you're not getting the ball enough right now before we go into the playoffs. Like instead of worrying about, hey, how are we going to get through the playoffs, or hey, let's do this, or like, damn, we're having a good year, man, let's all like rally in the team together, like keep, this is a reason to be a close squad, like look at what we're doing. No, we're out here for fourth, we are a sleeper team in the West. And he comes to me and says, yeah, I think Taylor Jenkins, I don't think that's working out. Things aren't working out. I don't like the ball movement. Like you said, I'm with you, front office. Like I think that would, like in my mind, like I don't know if do you 100% go that route? I don't know, but there's no doubt that that thought crosses my mind where I'm like, do I really want to get rid of this guy who is we're moving right? We are moving in the right direction. Think all firing on all cylinders, and this guy wants to come tell me that we need to get rid of him. A guy
Especially
who's
when you
not,
get a
he's
haul
already
for him.
25 years old, is already done dunking.
And you can get a haul for a guy like Ja Morant.
That's what I'm saying. You go right now, the contract's scary, right? 5 years, 197. But is it the NBA doesn't exist. Money doesn't exist in the NBA. You can just trade for whomever. Ja Morant could literally just come out in the media and go, yeah, I want to play for fucking and the way the NBA goes, he'll be there by next year. He'll be there. So it's like it's 25 years old. That contract's not. So that's one of those things. Like, yeah, if you were like, imagine like you kind of said, pointed to the Luka trade. This isn't as big as the Luka trade, but could you imagine if they didn't just pull that move? Like if they didn't just make that trade out of nowhere? Imagine if the Dallas Mavericks said, "We're sick of fucking Luka. We want to get him out of here. Who wants him?" Dude, the NBA would have done backflips over it. Dude, they would have been, I mean, it would have been a bum rush to see who could get Luka Doncic. If the Grizzlies came out and were like, look, fucking, we don't think he, we think Ja Morant's a great player, maybe even a future Hall of Famer, top 20 player in the NBA, top 15 if you want to put him there, but we just have different visions on where, who wants him? Brother, half the NBA is going to be lining up to get Ja Morant. So
Absolutely.
So Dale, what do you think about it?
It's funny you said that, and I have the conference standings. I'm going to list you off teams that would take him: Wizards, Hornets, 76ers, Nets, Raptors, Bulls, and maybe Heat, Orlando, Atlanta, maybe the Pistons. That's 10 of the Eastern teams. Jazz, Pelicans, Spurs, Trailblazers, Suns, Kings, Mavericks. Don't think Clippers. Don't think Timberwolves, and then the rest definitely not. So you're right. That's half the league that he would make their team better instantaneously. Oh, he would make any team better instantaneously, but would be the guy at half the teams in the league.
Yeah, and it just, I just think that it would be, yeah, I don't know. So would you do that though? Do you think if your player, do you think, like, would that thought cross your mind though, to get rid of, maybe go the other way of getting rid of Morant before you tear this system down?
You've seen some patterns of not good decision making.
Yep.
And I'm trying to be very delicate with this for what he did. But he's made some very non-good long-term decisions by doing some of the actions that he has. Getting your coach fired is not as bad as some of the other stuff, obviously,
That's true.
but is not a good decision for him. Like, I would be very hard looking in the off season and seeing what he could make, what you
Yeah.
could get for picks for him. I would
My
if you're I'm gonna pick the Hornets out of the mess. Let's say the Hornets don't get a. Why is the Hornets always the bad team that I pick? Front office said are bad. Bad franchises make bad decisions.
yes, sir.
But we'll use the Hornets because they are a very good example of this. They don't get Cooper Flag. Let's say they get the 4th overall pick. Very plausible. Would they not want? They would be better taking John Morant than insert 4th player if they wanted to. And you could get the
Absolutely.
4th overall pick. You could get the 4th overall pick, and you could probably get at least one more year's draft pick from the Hornets as like a very generic trade. Obviously, money. It would be much more complicated than that. But you could get the Hornets to maybe even a third first round pick, maybe just pushed a few years down the road because the NBA likes to trade picks 6 years past this draft.
Yeah. My exact response to Ja after he said that we should fire the coach would be, "What the hell did you just say?" And I would make him explain it because there's nothing that's going to come out of his mouth that's going to justify firing your coach a month left.
I would say two things. I would look up at the clock and I'd go, Ja, practice starts in 10 minutes. And then I'd look at my clock and I'd go, well, hold on a second. And I'd say, actually, lucky for you, there's a government office open till 5:30. You can go get a conceal and carry right after practice. And you can wave that bitch around all you want, legally. But then I'd say, now we're at 5 minutes. Practice starts. Please get the fuck out of here. Are you out of your goddamn mind? 9 games? 9 games? Here's the thing. That new guy is coming in and just running the same system. That's the thing. Like, you think they're gonna bring that? They're gonna say, okay, now the assistant coach is the guy, and they're gonna go, all right, we're just gonna start from scratch now. No, they're going to come in there and they're just going to have him run Taylor Jenkins' system for the playoffs. And it's like, or they don't, and they massively fuck this up. And it's just like, it just makes no sense. Like, I've never actually seen that. Like, you see this type of shit. It's bottom feeding teams. You start seeing, this is the time where, guys start getting fired and stuff like that. But 4th place in the West,
playoff team.
Playoffs? Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I mean, that's again, fucking crazy.
The Flyers were well out of the playoffs, and they just got rid of Torts.
Fuck. Well, even LeBron did it to David Blatt, but it wasn't during the playoff. It was like mid-season, right? Where they
not even. I think it was like a month, maybe 2 months in.
Yeah, I mean, and that was. I remember he got a lot of flack for that, but this was not. I don't know. It's just crazy. So
there was still runway for things to change.
Yeah, and this is just wild. So John Morant, I don't know. This to me was so crazy, and Big Perk. We were all talking about it in the group chat that I'm in with them, and they couldn't believe it. And the last thing I'll say on that, and which I really Big Perk and I was talking about this. You talking about if Greg Popovich doesn't, Taylor Jenkins is a great coach, and if Greg Popovich doesn't come back to the sidelines next year, this is the guy that I would be going for if I'm the Spurs. This is the guy that you need to like. This is who you should go for.
That is a really good point.
That was I asked him. I was like, "Does that make sense?" He goes, "Dude, that was my first thought." I'm like, "Oh, okay, so I'm not a complete idiot." So that did. I was like, "Does that?" I mean, it just seems so right. Him, take him there, get him Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, and Devin Vassell, and they're pretty stacked over there. So
they could get a top 5 pick this year too. Get another piece.
I love it because I truly don't think Greg Popovich has come back. I don't think he should. I don't think he has to. He's done his work. I mean, maybe he comes back for another year just to get the send off. But I think if you know, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to push it. So, but if they don't, I think Taylor Jenkins would be a great addition for them. So, all right, fellas. Well, is there anything you guys want to chat about before we get on here, or before we get out of here? Front office. I know you're a late addition. Was there anything that you would like to chat about before we get out of here?
No. I think I had some things I wanted to talk about. I think I'm good. Cardinals are the biggest surprise in the MLB right now.
That's what we said earlier. I said, Jesus Christ, 5-0 or 4, whatever we are, 3-0 and whatever. And I think we just won again, or we're about to beat the Angels. So
it's 3-3 in the 8th, says MLB
maybe
Biggest.
not.
First time I pop a big inning on in a while. I got very engaged in our conversation.
Yep, the Guardians just picked off about 20 minutes ago. They're playing San Diego, so hopefully Juan Ortiz isn't getting fucking booty clapped yet. But we'll see. Also, D'Angelo Russell had a 2-pick with him and Anthony Davis. D'Angelo Russell hasn't had 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists in a week. He's got it by half. So you got to love that, dude. It's just my luck. So I get really hot and then I don't. I want to see what's up in June. Yeah, I mean, we'll like I said, all these things. I mean, the Reds. We talked about this earlier. The White Sox literally have they have the best pitching in baseball right now. Their starter pitching has not let up an earned run yet. So
yeah,
they took a no-hitter into the 7th inning today.
It's like 18 innings, and their starters have not given up a run yet this season. So
insane. So a lot of things are going to change.
I did get a text saying that if the White Sox, they don't need to win the World Series. I think it was correct, make the World Series, that you'll get Frank Thomas tattooed.
I will get Frank Thomas tattooed around my asshole if they make the World Series. They don't even have to. They can get swept. I'll get Frank Thomas in that. What was that commercial used to be in?
Wasn't he in like some testosterone?
Yeah, dude.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was like, hey, I'm a middle-aged. Oh God, I'm middle-aged. Middle-aged man that's having testosterone problems. I need a boost.
Yeah, I mean that's him from that ad will go right around the knot if they make it. But dude, that's what I'm saying. So Cardinals, they got a lot of time to fuck it up, but I hopefully they don't. They look like they got a little oomph in their ass, but we'll see.
Yeah, don't worry, we will fuck it up.
Oh yeah.
Hey, the good news is if you keep winning, you allow yourself a bad week. That's the way I look at if you're the Braves, your margin got thinner. If you're the Padres, well, you can go and lose 5 of 6 in a week.
Nugenics, that's what it was. Yeah.
Good call, Tanner.
I'll get Frank Thomas from the Nugenics ad tattooed around my asshole, dude. Try Nugenics.
That's amazing.
All right, fellas. Well, let's get out of here. You guys. So, okay. I already asked you guys this. You don't have shit you want to say. All right, Wednesday. We're gonna have either Wednesday or Friday. We're gonna have playoff and under, and the boys on, so they can do their Final Four picks. We'll do our big prediction. Kind of break them down. Maybe we'll do that on Friday. I don't know. We'll see. But Wednesday, we'll have a lot going on between now and then. We'll see what Rafael Devers does. We'll see what happens with these torpedo bats over the next couple of days, and then we'll be back here on Wednesday. And like I said, we'll still talk a little bit of Final Four. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, hit the bell down below. I was a salesman. Were you? Yeah, I try to do day sales. Some kid knocked on my door yesterday with painted fingernails. I just closed the door. I'm like, nope. But it is what it is. He was selling shutters, and I'm like, brother, get the fuck away from me. But anyway, you guys have a good rest of your weekend or week. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Week 1 of MLB, man, it's been pretty good. On to week 2. Hopefully we'll turn our betting around. If you're on action, make sure you follow us. Actually, just fade us hardcore for the next couple days. Fade everything we do, because we're getting monkey pumped right now, dude.
More college basketball bets. I'm betting both NIT games at the Garden tomorrow. So get ready.
There's plenty coming your way.
Oh yeah, and baseball. It's going to be a big card tomorrow. It's going to be scary.
All right, guys. You guys have a good rest of your Monday. We'll see you back here on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. This is Nick, front office, and your boy, Derelict Dale. All right, fellas. You guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks for watching Derelict Sports. See you guys on Wednesday. Peace.